I consulted to a school with a high school age boy he was a school for special emotionally behaviorally challenged kids, and he was new to the school and he wasn't following the rules, and he had, by the time I got there on Friday, he had spent 5 days in timeout, in isolation, pretty much.
Wow.
And we got rid of that isolation.
And what was he doing? Well,
they have rules that you can't wear your hood over your head of your sweatshirt. You have to take your hood down, and you can't sleep during the day. And he would come in each day and lie down on his desk and pull his hood up. And so that provoked them, because that's the rule, to pressure him to sit up and take his hood off, and then he would lose it, and they would have an all-call and haul him into timeout.
And when he lost it, how did he lose it?
He would start screaming and swearing and refusing, and he hated the place, and which are also things you're not allowed to do. So it went from bad to worse in terms of the structure of the school.
And did he have to be physically
and he was a little guy. He was a 13-year-old little guy, but when he was going, it would require 4 teachers, to haul him into this timeout room. Isolation, literally a padded cell, And so I went in, I was consulting on a Friday, and they said, there's this new boy, he's had this terrible introduction to the school, we don't know what to do, he's just a mess. And I could hear him screaming and pounding on the walls and swearing from down the hall. So he was as acute distress. And I looked through this little porthole in the timeout room, and I saw just this little red-faced, terrified little squirt. I thought it was going to be this big brute, Yeah. Because they made it sound like he was kind of a, dangerous, but he was just this little scared kid. And so I went into the room, which you're not supposed to do. I got in trouble for that, but that's a different story, and a related story, actually, because my understanding of this is different, right? So this is a good example of that, too. But so I went in, and I crumpled to the floor, and I just started breathing. And every so often, I would say, I'm here. And I was a complete stranger. He had never seen me before. But as I've said, we are wired for this, right? We are wired for comfort. And anybody who's been in the hospital knows a nurse can do it. Strangers can do this for us.
Yeah.
Or you're lost on the street and someone says, I'll show you where you're going. It's like, oh, thank you, right? I mean, the way we feel regulated when someone is there for us when we need them it's profound. It's basic, right? From the beginning of time.
Yeah.
It's what makes us human.